Good morning, I'm AK Mon. Welcome back to Domination. So today we're talking about starting a business. How are you getting an LLC? What's an LLC? Should you get it in your state? Does it cost a lot to get it in your state? Let's dive in, huh? So you want to start a business. How much is it going to cost you? This depends on you. And that's not a fun answer, but let me explain. So first of all, if you want to do it in your own state, like for example, I'm located in Illinois. Illinois is not very beneficial for tax purposes. So a lot of people in this state will establish their businesses in Nevada or Wyoming in order to have it be more tax beneficial when it comes to saving money. Now, if you have about $800-900 to establish yourself as an LLC, then it's fine to do it in another state. And by LLC, I mean limited liability corporation, which is what is the legal term referred to for small businesses. So if you want to establish yourself as an LLC, do you need to do it in the same state? Depends. Do you have $800 to establish it somewhere else? Because you're going to need to talk to an accountant and a lawyer. You're going to have to get somebody in there with their address in that state, which is typically a lawyer, and then they will vouch for you and help you establish yourselves in that state. So this might be beneficial long-term for taxes. If you don't have $700-800 to establish an LLC, you can always establish an LLC in one state and then transfer it by working under another one and then getting rid of the old one. This is a little more complicated, and you might want to consult somebody who's experienced in business or an accountant who's experienced in these matters, but it also can be done. Another thing to take note of is if you're establishing an LLC in your own state, there are many ways to do it, and it doesn't cost as much as you think. For instance, a lot of people think it costs $1 to $3, maybe even $400, $500 to establish an LLC. But if you're doing it in your own state, it doesn't. Most states, you just have to pay the fee to the Secretary of State. So in Illinois, for example, that's about $275. But, I'm sorry, I believe it's $175. So the fee is typically under $200, but what ends up getting you to break the bank is paying the accountant. A lot of people go through an accounting firm to do this. Personally, I've found that it's not necessarily necessary to work through an accountant, and a lot of times the results might not be instant or as instantaneous or as good of a service as you really need. I would say if you want to establish yourself as an LLC, you really just need to have a couple lines like the articles established in the legal document, and that's really easily found. If you go online, Google how to establish an LLC in blah state, it'll all be online for free. Everything is online now. So just look at that, see what you need to do, fill it out, and then have it read over by an accountant. Oh, but AK, this is going to cost me extra money. Actually, no, it won't. Most accounting firms have a free initial consultation visit. You don't need to pay them for a consultation. You can literally call a Big Four accounting firm and they will not charge you for the first call. You could ask them, if I wrote this on my, this legal document, I just wanted to have some kind of, advice on if this is right or wrong, or how can we work together on this, and then just get the information you need. Worst case scenario, if they're not willing to do that over the phone, you can always ask any family member you might have. If you can't do that and you're still struggling, then you might have to go to an accountant. But I would say establishing an LLC is not nearly as hard as everybody makes it out to be. At the end of the day, you just need to educate yourself. A lot of times it can be intimidating, and people can try to get you to pay for things you do not need to pay for. You do not need an accountant to do this. It's really not that difficult. The directions are very straightforward state to state. If I were starting a business again, what I would do is I would just do the research online, and I would still do it that way because it seems to be the most convenient, the most seamless, and frankly, the most wallet friendly. There's the best way to look at multiple ventures, especially as an entrepreneur, is if you're starting multiple ventures and each of them is so cost heavy, then you end up losing a lot of revenue, a potential revenue, because you're just paying off debt. The best way to do it is, I'm sure that some of you must have heard of this, but the lean startup theory. So you just keep your startup cost lean, and the leaner your startup cost is, the more of the profit you get to keep initially, and the more ideas you can actually try out. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Let me know if this was any value to you, or if any of you guys gained some valuable information here and something you're trying to solve or trying to do. If you want more content like this, please let me know. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the inside. Thank you.